Another thing I really, really liked about her is her honesty about her drug addiction and her struggles with substance abuse. I come from a family where that is a huge problem. And it's a problem for people who aren't even willing to admit that it is a problem. They think it's okay. And or it's not as bad as other people, so it's not a problem. And so I really liked her because she's just really honest about her addictions and things like that. And then finally, her candor about mental illness. And I wish that more people were like that. I wish more people were willing to be like, hey, it's a thing. Like, this is me. This is what's wrong with me. And, like, it's okay. I didn't ask to be born bipolar. I just was, you know? And so I really appreciate that she would talk about those things. And, of course, using wit and, you know, just super dry humor. Like, I love that about her. And I love that she would talk about it. She has this really great, it's like spoken word slash comedy. It's on Netflix. I believe I saw it. It was on there. What it was called, I don't even know. I'm sure you'll be able to find it though, because people are sharing everything she's ever done right now. But that is totally worth a watch. Super good. She talks all about, you know, those things that I just discussed. And it's, you know, it'll really give you a new appreciation for her, more than just Leia, right? And like the buns and the terrible acting. So that's something I really, really liked about her, and something that I'm sad that the world will not have anymore, because we need it. We need to have a dialogue about mental illness, and we need to have a dialogue about substance abuse, and this is really important to me because my father, who's passed away, he also died from cardiac arrest. He did not make it to 60, close, but didn't make it. But he spent years as a drug addict and an alcoholic, and I know the reason why is because he had some mental defect, right? And it breaks my heart, not just because he's gone and the way it ended, like he left and it was not on good terms between us. And I wish I could change that, but once again, video for another day. But for me, like, it breaks my heart because I know, unequivocally, I know, if my father was born when I was born, if he was a child of the 80s, he probably could have had a chance at recovery. And he probably could have had a chance at going into whatever those mental issues were that caused him to self-medicate. And it's bothersome to me because people nowadays don't realize how fortunate they are to have access to all of these resources. And I know he could have had such a different life. And it's upsetting to me because he had so much to offer the world, and the world had so much to offer him. And we just, you know, it never meshed, the timing never worked, and he just, you know, he would trade one addiction for another, for another, for another, and ultimately, you know, he passed away. And I don't think he ever truly led a life of absolute sobriety. There were times where you were around him and you knew he was sober, and he was just so charming and charismatic, and just like one of the best people you'd ever been around. But there was still that underlying, you know, issues that were happening that you knew they were just laying dormant for a while, and then they'd rear their ugly head, and then he'd go back into the cycle of use and abuse. So, yeah, I just really wanted to talk about those things because I don't want that dialogue to stop. Also, a lot of people don't really know that about me, about my background. Like, to this day, I have never done any drugs. I wouldn't even know, like, how to, like, hold a joint. I mean, I think I could guess, but, like, I wouldn't be, it's just something I've never done because growing up, I saw my father and I saw what drugs did to him, and I was just like, I can never do drugs because if I do, that could happen. And that was too big a risk for me. That was something I was not willing to take. I wasn't gonna, you know, take that gamble. And so, like, it's really shaped and affected the way I view the world. And I know it'll shape and affect the way my children view the world. I also ended up marrying a man who was straight edge. So it really, I found the opposite of what my father was and married that, which is funny because people usually go for, you know, a similar personality of what their parent was. It's really weird, but it's true. But so anyway, so I just wanted to make this video to kind of say, like, you know, it sucks that she's gone. And yes, she was iconic for playing Leia. Just like when Harrison Ford passes away, people will talk about Han, although I'm more partial to Indy. But, you know, it sucks that she's gone, and it sucks that the world lost Leia. But it also sucks that we lost somebody who really wanted to champion some causes that needed to be discussed. And I hope that any of you who are struggling with any of these things, like, you know, if you're struggling with your body issues or, you know, addictions or mental illness, like, find somebody to talk to and, like, don't feel like it's something to be embarrassed or ashamed about. Like, if you were born as a diabetic, you would get insulin shots because that's what your body needs. So if you're born with a mental issue that forces you to need medication, like, please medicate. Like, if that's what you need to be functioning, then do that. Like, there's no shame in, you know, taking something that's going to help your body to perform at the same level that everyone else's body is already performing at. So, like, there shouldn't be a stigma around that, and please don't be embarrassed. And just know that, like, everybody's here for you and they support you, and if somebody's ignorant toward you, they probably just don't understand it. And so don't let that shape your opinion of everybody, or let that dictate how you think people are going to react, because I mean, people are idiots and you're going to find them everywhere. So ignore the bad ones, find the good ones. And if anything else, you know, there's lots of services you can, you know, access those, or maybe even just keeping like a live journal, something similar to this, of videos where you just kind of share with the world what you're struggling with, and you might find a lot of solidarity in doing that. Other people might come to you with, you know, questions, concerns, or they might even give you some like words of encouragement. So I just want to say to everyone, like, if you haven't seen Rogue One, go see it. Super good. Please be kind to those who are struggling. You could not possibly understand what it's like to be them, so don't judge them. Oh, happy birthday to Mallory Gang. It's her birthday. One of my favorite mamas. Super great girl. Really, really love you. Hope you have a great day. Oh, and so I had somebody contact me about some questions they had from one of my videos. It was from the makeup remover one. And so they wanted to know some things about my diet, being vegan. And so I'm working on like making, I don't know if I'm gonna do like a cooking segment where like I make something that's like I veganize something, or if I just show like, you know, instead of this, use this kind of situation. Comment or let me know what you guys want to do. Maybe I'll do both. And I'm also going to be doing a video on reviewing some baby products, because I have a little baby and I know a ton of people who are pregnant right now, and so I want to review some products for new moms and I haven't been a mom in a really long time, a mom of a baby in a really long time moms, just to show like some products that are out there that I really, really love. And yeah, so that's all I've got. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and have a great day. And once again, if you haven't seen Rogue One, go see it. You will not be disappointed.